Very, very far north in the continent of Decor is Mine's Refuge, which is highly known for, as you would expect, a lot of intellectuals. That would include a variety of tinkerers, mages, all kinds of academic studies are there, and because of this, they generally have the best college. So much so that the town itself has actually been named after the college that was built there. And as everyone finds different ways to arrive here in Decor, whether you took a ship from Port Arbis or you lived there, as one of you does. I think we will simply start with character alphabetically. Hattori, as you arrive here, would you like to describe your character when you're walking up to the busy campus of Mine's Refuge?
Sure. So, he's a young boy. He has a big contraption carried on his back, but otherwise, he just has standard, I guess, school uniform, if they have that. He's pretty bright-eyed. He likes to look around and see all the pretty architecture and the magic that everyone likes to cast. And, yeah.
Alright, so as you're approaching, you see there's a lot of things you would expect from colleges. There are a few people out there trying to snag people for their little clubs and, gatherings that they do, but the biggest thing you're paying attention to is the sign that says registration this way, and you start heading over there. If you are officially registered, but you have to, tell them you're here and get a dorm room and all of that fun stuff. So you start heading in that direction. But on the way, as you go, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Leo, but I feel like this black and purple cloud just kind of appears in the middle of this area, and you literally just fall through it and land in front of Hattori out of the blue.
Honestly, that sounds about right. Just falling straight from this purple and black cloud, you'll see this kid. He's maybe about 10 years old. He's got these brown robes. He just kind of falls down out of the sky and, lands straight on his back. Doesn't get up for a minute. Just kind of sits there with his eyes closed. Sighs again and just kind of sits up.
As you sit up, another bag falls through it that just conks you in the head, full of various books or things you might need for this, and then the portal closes up.
Yeah, you'll just hear him sigh, and you'll see him just roll his purple eyes, just annoyed.
Oh my goodness. Is that how people get expelled here? What happened to you?
No, I think this is how people get enrolled. I was somewhere else 5 minutes ago, man.
I just walked here. I don't know what happened to you.
Well, it probably was my mom, but might have been my dad. I'm not sure.
Do you guys always travel in portals like that, or?
For me, most of the time. Where are we again?
We're at the academy, at Mine's Refuge.
Alright, and, what year is it?
It's the 6th age of Atreus, and we are about 2 years into it.
Alright.
Well, yeah, what she said.
Well, I just start laughing. Just letting out this just a hollow laugh.
Are you a time traveler?
Not intentionally.
Wow, they really have everything at the academy.
What's your name?
Oh, yes, I am Hattori. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure, man. My name's Leo. He'll just kind of stand up and brush himself off, like look into his bag of books and like shrug, toss it over his shoulder, and like, so where do we need to go?
Well, the registration seems to be over there. So,
lead the way.
And with that, I think Soma, since this was a weird, crazy portal that just opened up randomly, you did notice it yourself. Would you like to describe your character, and do you check out what the hell just threw itself out of that portal?
So let's see. So Soma, I imagine, would be in a kind of hodgepodge of these, of his home kind of clothes and his school uniform. We're covered in oil and dirt and junk, kind of scrambling along. We would probably see the portal kind of just phase in and then phase out and go, what in the blazes was that? I wonder if there's going to be more of that at this place. And we're just going to march straight ahead and go check it out. Just having all of our tools for poking and prodding.
And that's where you kind of bump into Leo and Hattori getting ready to head towards registration. And Leo would stand out because he regularly looks like a human boy. Definitely too young to really be going to college, but those vibrant purple eyes definitely stand out.
I imagine Soma would pull out kind of magnifying glass and kind of look Leo up and down and go, where did you come from? What insane eyes. Who are you? I'm Soma, by the way.
Hi, I'm Leo. Not really sure where I was most recently. Definitely wasn't here or now.
Soma's just gonna kind of tilt his head. I feel as though you've probably hit your head somewhere in your travels.
No, my dad just pissed off the god of time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Soma's just gonna kind of raise his eyebrow.
I think at some point Hattori will try to point out, like, this one is a time traveler. He asked me what year it was. Do you think he's from the past or the future? Hey, Leo, are you from the past or the future?
Both?
Of course. I should have thought of that.
I think I'm from the past, though. Which age of Abysria was I born in?
The 5th.
The 5th?
So past.
Yeah. Not a hell of a long time ago, but maybe 100 years, I think.
Yeah, it would have been about 120 years now.
Yeah. So yeah, I was born in the 5th age of Abysria.
Soma would just look over at Hattori and kind of widen his eyes just a little bit.
Nice to meet you. I'm Hattori. I'm an inventor.
Soma would kind of perk up at this. Wait, you're an inventor? So am I. I'd love to talk about all of our creations together. What brings you over this way?
He's gonna gesture to the backpack he's carrying. He's like, I'm trying to finish this project. It's gonna revolutionize everything.
Tell me everything. I'd love to compare our notes. This is an invention I've been working on most recently, and Soma would kind of call out a whistle with their hand, and out of the ground you're just going to hear a little bit of a and out is going to pop this little copper snout. And I'll say, this is my most recent creation, Mogura. I use this little contraption here to help me find any sort of ores or minerals to help me advance my project, but he's still a little rough around the edges. And out will pop this little iron copper mole fox shaped little, almost animal-like robot.
Whoa, that's incredible. Does it move and speak on it? Does it move and act on its own?
It has some means of listening off to any sort of kind of pitches or tones that I make, but largely I kind of have to give it some prompts. But it's a work in progress.
You see Leo just kind of like get down onto its level and like start looking for like a place to like scritch it behind the ears, like, oh, you're a good boy, like just saying hi to it. Not thinking it's an animal, but he likes things like this.
You'll see steam whistle out of its back.
Well, this is the battery. If I'm successful in my project, everyone will be able to use magic. And everyone will be happy.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Tinkerers are meant to make the world a better place, after all.
And as that continues on, I think at this point there was a ship that pulled up with Suki and Tomoji on it, and as you guys unload and make your way over to the school, not hard to miss, it is large and grand in size, and there's tons of people there. Would Suki like to start by describing her character?
Yeah. So Suki has like pitch black hair that's so long, and it's in these two like really long braids that go down to her knees basically. And she's in this really ornate clothing, so it's almost like this white robe that is lined with like wolf fur, and it has like some decorative white or red and gold patterns on it, and she also has kind of like a black sash that ties it together in the middle. And at her heels is this giant white wolf that almost has these red like painted markings on her forehead.
And Tomoji trotting along beside her.
Yeah, so Tomoji is actually a felis, so a kind of anthropomorphic cat person. He's very small statured, probably at his full head height. He's maybe only Cloud, which is Suki's wolf's, maybe only up to like his back, so fairly small. He's gray and white colored, has simple traveler's clothes. He does have sort of a walking stick staff, little dirty paw feet. You can definitely tell that, likes to be outdoors, might be a stick in his fur here or there. And at the moment, he's mostly just hiding behind Cloud. I imagine Cloud probably doesn't like Tomoji, just hiding behind his tail, but he's just sort of following along, kind of big eyes, not really sure what's going on, probably not too comfortable, fur maybe a little bristly, but he's just kind of looking around at everything like, what's going on?
And as you guys all approach, almost like fate happens, as you also bump into the rest of the group, seeing this little mechanical mole thing and a child for whatever reason here. But I think Leo, too, as you mentioned, you kind of like that sort of thing. You would see Cloud, this nice large wolf, trailing behind Suki.
Yeah, you just see this kid come right up to you and look at you with his big purple eyes, and he's just like, "Can I pet your wolf?"
I kind of look over at Cloud, and she's giving a little bit of a snarl. It's okay, Cloud. Sure.
I go over and hesitantly, you can tell that he is probably pretty good with animals. He like gets the like lets Cloud come to him for the most part, but then like as soon as he does, he gives him like all the lovin's.
Oh yeah, I feel like as soon as you kind of, I think allowing her to come to you first definitely like creates a little bit more trust there, and she kind of like starts leaning into the pets a little bit more.
And I think before he introduces himself to you, he's going to introduce himself to Cloud and just be like, "Oh, hi, I'm Leo. What's your name?" And then like look to you for her name.
Oh, this is Cloud. Kind of an embarrassing name, but I named her when I was a kid, so to me she looked like a big cloud. Oh, and I'm Suki.
Hi, Suki. Oh, these are my new friends. I'll like point back at the other two.
Soma would kind of wave confidently, "Hi there," and then he'd give a couple of clicks and have Moguro kind of wag its tail.
Yes, we're all here for registration. I think we're all going to do great.
Oh, we're here for that as well. This is my friend Tamoji.
At the mention of his name, Timoji would kind of peek his head out from around Cloud and sniff the air, and then go, and then hide back behind Cloud again.
Cloud rolls her eyes.
And as you guys are all about to get ready to continue to registration, you hear a bit of a commotion along the way, and you see there is this a lot of the races and ancestries here are very like mixed, but there is a heavy amount of humans in the world. They're kind of the biggest, most common thing you see, and you do see a human man is seeming to argue with this elven woman, though. They're both young, you know, they're clearly here to also register for college, but he's pointing at her and said, "Give it back, you bitch, I know you took it from me." And she's like, "I didn't touch it. What the hell is your deal? Get away from me." And it seems like, you know, a lot of people have sort of gathered around to watch this outcome. He holds up a staff at her and points it at her and says, "I'm warning you, if you don't give it back, you'll regret this."
I think it's seen a... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, do they look like students or are they like grown adults?
Like they're here to be students. They're you know, about your guys' age, or you know.
I think you'll just see... Oh, go ahead.
I think it's seeing like a woman being harassed. Suki would definitely kind of sweep into like to be near them and just say, "What is going on?"
He just kind of snaps at you like, "Mind your own business."
I think Cloud definitely gives him a pretty mean like growl.
With that, I mean, a big wolf coming up to growl out of the blue, he kind of does seem surprised and steps back a little, but then tries to, you know, hold his own there for a second, and she's like, "I didn't take your stupid bag, okay? Just go away." Do the rest of you try to also intervene, or?
Can Leo potentially just like take on the form of somebody else that he sees in the crowd and then just go over and like find some manure on the street and throw it at the back of this guy's head?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna have you roll for that. I mean, so as this is going on, suddenly he gets hit with this manure and like some horse pooped along the way when it was delivering some students, and he's like, what the, oh, and he kind of starts gagging as others sort of, you know, point and laugh in a way, and at this point is when you see some adults finally, well, you guys are all technically adults, but, you know, like, faculty arrive to try to break this up. Like, what's going on here? What the hell is happening? And eventually, because of this, though, the guy does not seem to want to explain himself, and covered in shit, just kind of tries to duck away from everything. The girl looks to you and says, "Thank you for your help. I appreciate it."
Yeah, no problem. Have you met this person before?
Yeah. Our families don't really get along here, and I guess he's just using for any excuse to blame me for something.
Is there a reason your families don't get along?
Bad blood, family feud, goes back generations. I'm Maya, by the way. She holds her hand out to shake.
Oh, I'm Suki, and this is Cloud.
Can I pet Cloud?
Yes.
And she'll head over and give Cloud a pet, and just again, she just says thank you again. What a way to start the school year, isn't it?
Yes, it's been, well, we just arrived, but it's already been pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, a place like mine's Refuge. Get used to it. There's a lot of interesting things here. Cat chomp on cords while I'm trying to DM here. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, my father always warned me that there might be bullies at school. Hopefully you'll find some friends that will stick with you, because they usually don't like to attack when they're outnumbered.
They're supposed to be around here, and we were supposed to meet, but they might have already gone in and registered, so...
I would say that since Cloud was busy, Tomoji probably wandered towards maybe like the nearest like large, you know, potted plant, something nature-y, and he was just kind of like peeking around on it, and he found a little ladybug, so he just kind of comes back as everybody's talking about stuff, and he's just like, I found a ladybug. See if anybody thinks that's cool.
Yeah, Leo is back in his normal form. I don't know if, like, you guys may have noticed depending on how perceptive you are, but maybe not. And he's back in his like little human form now, and he's just, oh dude, that is awesome, like trying to like look all close at the ladybug on your finger. he's not nose to nose with you, but he's close.
Definitely. I got those like giant cat eyes that look like dinner plates.
Suki, your pet cat can talk? That's amazing. How did you teach him?
Oh, this is Tomoji, and I met him on the way here. I think he's... I don't really know. You'll have to ask him more about what he is. I didn't really question it too much.
Oh, Tomoji, what kind of cat are you?
You see he kind of like panics for a second, like, he says, well, and he takes the ladybug and he like puts it on Leo. And he's like, I'm a Felis. We're cat people. I'm from True Pine. And he kind of does the... And I came here with Suki because she's nice.
Wow, we don't see a lot of cat people here.
He kind of looks around.
Far away.
He shrugs.
Maya's still there, and she does chime in. Well, they say it's good luck when you find ladybugs, so maybe you'll have a lucky year.
I hope so.
I think Leo's probably remembering some of the stories that his dad may have told him about the alley cats. And he's just like, oh, cool, like, another Felis? This is awesome. My dad was friends with Felises, like...
Timoji kind of scratches his head. He said, I guess there were some back in True Pines. But I mostly like spending my time in the forest, so my friends are birds and rocks and fish. Sometimes I eat the fish, but they're still my friends.
Ooh, me too. And he'll like put a hand up for a high five.
Cat paw. The cat paw is probably still smaller than a kid's hand, but cat
His
paw.
hand still covered in shit.
Yeah. Honestly,
No,
that probably would
He
face
would have wiped it off on somebody in the crowd.
Okay. Someone randomly is like checking the bottom of their shoes if they stepped in something, as they don't know why they stink.
But to finish the conversation, he'd probably look at Soma and Hattori and just kind of like sniff them a little more and say, "You guys kind of smell funny."
Soma would kind of crouch down in almost a squat and kind of peer up close into Timoji's face, just kind of looking him over and say, "That would be the smell of ingenuity and greatness, commonly referred to as oil and metal shavings. You said you came across rocks in your place of true pine, but I don't think I've seen many of your like from where I come from. What kind of things do you get up to in the woods? Any neat archaeological finds or things of that sort?"
He
You
scratches
don't necessarily look like you'd be very good at digging, though, and he's just kind of like looking up and down your anatomy to see how kind of helpful you would be in any of his curiosities.
Timoji would like scratch his chin with a little claw, and he's like, "Sometimes I nap in the tree branches. One time I chased a butterfly. That's basically what I do." And then I think he'd get distracted by something on Hattori's backpack that's like shiny, and then like kind of like inch over and try to like bat at it.
No, don't touch that, you'll break it. Also, you smell like a cat.
He'd probably restrain himself a little, but you know, once a cat sees a shiny toy.
You're just like, when it's like, tracking
like
it.
his head's just like following it.
Yeah. New project, create a laser pointer.
Yeah, no, I think, on that note, I think Leo, seeing that, probably like tries to grab like a little mirror or something from his bag to like catch the light from the sun and then like shine it on the ground to see if Timoji will chase it.
Yeah, Timoji disappears into the crowd chasing the light. All fours just running for it.
Leo just thinks to himself, I'm not going to abuse that.
Sure. And as you now lead Timoji towards registration, you all get to the inside where you see there's this desk and a bit of a lineup, so you all have to kind of take your time sitting there in line, and eventually who would like to go first up to the registration lady?
I could go.
All right.
I'm
So
Hattori. I'm here for registration.
As you step up, you see she's definitely looking like she's having a busy day, flipping through papers after you give her your name. And Hattori, there we are. Looks like everything's been covered, tuition paid for, and she scrambles around for some other things, hands you some forms and things like that to sign, and gives you information on where to find your dorm room. There you go. Please enjoy your classes. Welcome to Mine's Refuge. Next.
Soma will kind of come barreling up behind Hattori, just excited to start the process. And he'll say, I'm also here for registration.
Oh, really? You're in the registration line, so you're here for registration. Who'd have thought? What's your name?
Soma. My name is Soma.
Flips through again, finds it. There we go. And again, hands you some forms, hands you information on where your dorm is. Welcome to Mine's Refuge. Enjoy your classes. Kind of pushes you both off to the side. Next! And as you one by one go through this, I would say, Suki, you probably have been given a bag for money for your registration, because I doubt they would ship that over. So when it gets to you, then she would, mention, oh, it looks like we are missing payment, and then you would hand that over. Likewise, she fills in, or gives you forms, maps to the whole school, everything you need to start, and continues on with this. For Tomoji, how do you think you're going to handle the payment of registration? I know I said, don't worry about it out of your particular money for the start, but I'm just curious, did Tomoji save up, or did he steal some things, or how's he handling
broadly,
it?
His mentor passed away in the big landslide accident, and he had a couple objects in his possession. He's probably a traveling wizard, but his spell book and a couple knickknacks, but he had a big bag of gold. So I imagine Tomoji he'd probably last in line because he's a bit of a scaredy cat, but he'd probably have this bag that has a lot of money in it, unusual for just a dirty looking street cat. And it would be really nice, probably crushed velvet or something, something clearly not his, and he's short, so he'd push the bag up on the table almost with a sense of reverence, this was one of the 3 things I had from my master, and he'd push it up there, but he doesn't really know what he's doing, so he'd probably just say I'm Tomoji, I want to learn magic.
So she flips through, and I feel with Tomoji, you didn't exactly send in that you were coming here, so they don't have your name written down or anything, and oh, good, a new registration. Well, she goes and, piles through some stuff and hands you much more, a lot more forms, and thunks them right in front of you with a resounding thud. Fill all of that out, and she scoops up the money so before you can take it away, and puts it away. Welcome to Mine's Refuge. Well, we'll have to sort out where to put you in the dorm, but...
He says, I can sleep outside, and he cumbersomely grabs all this paper. There's probably a couple pieces trailing behind him that he missed. Starts waddling away.
Bella says, next. That being said, too, with some of the items from your master, you do also have this one green, mossy bag that was kind of made out of, it looks like it was made out of bark, and has a lot of moss, and vines are what's used to stitch it together. I'll send you a little picture of it. That was one of the items from your old master.
I'll toss it in my accessories. Very nice, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And as you guys are starting to figure out where you might be for dorms and the I can happily roommate you at random, but if you as players want to know, want to pick players to be your roommate, you feel free to do so.
I think Leo would go over to Tomoji and just be hey, so we should room together, and that way we can make it all nature-y and stuff. I don't feel like these other people like nature like we do.
Tomoji would say, That's fine, but I like sleeping outside, so I'll probably find a tree.
Great idea.
Or, he looks around, what if we just bring a tree into the dorm room?
Let's do it.
Yay!
Won't you get stuck on the tree?
No, I can get him down.
He says, I don't need to come down. It's fine. I'll just stay up there.
Because he's a cat stuck in the tree. I love
All right, so that takes care of that. And we walk off, I guess, towards the trees with an axe to go decorate our room.
And as they go to start chopping down trees, because that won't be stopped at all, but
Yes, I get a room all to myself. This is great.
Like, just picking flowers, all this shit, like everything nature. Like he's just like pulling up like a section of turf out of the ground.
otherwise, I feel like Hattori and Soma would probably be roommates. They're both tinkerers and, trying to learn more about that. So I think that's fitting that they end up bunking together.
Soma would probably go up to Hattori and just say like, hey, surely one day or even a couple hours is not nearly enough to spitball ideas and tell me about your invention. What do you say we room up for the term or however this academic stuff works? You can share your ideas, I can share mine. I'd love to tell you more about Bogura and kind of the plans that I have.
Sure, that'd be great. We could work on our projects together. I hope you don't like having a lot of space because I'm very messy.
I was just going to say the same thing. Don't worry, I have all of my tools marked, so we shouldn't get any of our instruments mixed up.
No one's ever going to be able to visit them because they can't get into the door.
Yeah, the mattresses are going to be like piled up on the wall somewhere. Like there won't be any floor, any hints of floor in the dorm.
And that being said, the last, of course, would be Suki. You wouldn't necessarily be bunking with guys anyway, but you end up finding out that your roommate, lo and behold, is Maya. So as she seems to also be registering and kind of comes over and looks like we're roommates.
Oh, wow. What a coincidence.
It's almost like fate, I guess.
Well, I guess I'm glad that I took your side in that argument you were having.
Me too. Would have been very awkward. Besides, I don't mind having a nice big wolf here to protect us while we sleep, so...
Yeah, that's good. I was a little anxious that she might make someone uncomfortable, so I'm glad to hear that you are happy to have her around.
No, my family works a lot with diplomacy and that sort of thing, so I'm used to meeting a lot of strange and different things. But,
Diplomacy? That sounds very interesting.
Honestly, it's really boring. So I'm hoping to do something different and make my own way here.
Well, what are your aspirations?
Well, I seem to be gifted with a bit of the healing arts, so I was kind of hoping to become a healer, really, and, help save people, I guess.
Yeah. In that, you and I are quite alike, so...
Well, maybe it really is fate. Shall we go find our room?
Yes.
And And as you guys go out to go find your dorms and figure it out, Leo and Tomoji, you do get stopped from chopping down a tree as you began. Somebody eventually came over like, "Hey, stop! What are you doing?" And this, grizzled sort of looking guy heads over and he's like, "You can't be chopping down the trees here. This is our property. What are you thinking?"
He kind of leans over towards Leo. "What's property?"
Sure.
You there, Kenyon?
I think he froze.
I just checked. It appears his cam is not him blinking.
Maybe.
Oh, I think we got him back.
I might be back on camera, but can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool. But yeah, he just shrugs. I don't know. And he asks the guy who's telling us that we can't do this if he's sure.
Yes, I'm sure. It's the first day. And he just you can't chop down the trees here. There's a garden in the back if you worship Gaia or something, but you just can't do that here.
Ooh, you mentioned Gaia. I think Tomoji would start wandering whatever direction he pointed.
It was a vague gesture towards the building because it's he said in the back, so
he just broadly goes east. No idea.
He just goes and checks on what you've chopped in this tree, shaking his head like, what the fuck? And the two of you eventually head around back, and you do see they have a huge open space that seems to have these square grooves. It's all out of stone, one big stone space, and there's these square large grooves in it. Almost looks kind of like it was supposed to be a chessboard, not painted though, but that's sort of the visual you get as you head to the back. But beyond that, to the side, there is a lot more trees and flowers and a very nature-y sort of section park that they have available too.
Yeah, I think you'd probably see Tomoji somewhat content. He'd probably sit on all of his haunches and just say, I think I'm going to like this place. My master would have liked it.
Master seems pretty cool, and Leo's just walking around from tree to tree, trying to bend tops together to create a little lean-to on some small trees. That way he's got a little bit of shelter. This is gonna be awesome. We could just stay out here all the time.
Yeah, you'd see Tomoji probably picking up some sticks to help, but he kind of lost in his own thoughts a little bit. He says, "Yeah, my master was pretty awesome." And he says, "I do like camping," and he'll put a couple little twigs on your lean-to. Not particularly helpful, but he's trying.
He'll just lean into it. Just perfect. Those are the finishing touches.
All right, I think we should probably make a roll for how good your lean-to is.
Nice.
So let's see.
I like the thought that there's just a completely empty dorm room in there that you guys paid for already.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna laugh when people go looking for us, teachers, faculty. There's letters that are just underneath the door.
Yeah, it just says "Gone camping."
Let's make this a Dex plus Insight.
All right. So on the character sheet, I see the dice for Dex, and then I see the one for Insight. So do I just do them separately?
I think so.
Up 5 and a 9, 14 total.
I got an 8 and a 6, so also 14.
Okay, yeah,
Well
between
played.
the two of you guys seem to work with such synchronicity to build this perfect lean-to. It honestly rivals what a survival master would have created. So it's a really well-made little campsite you got there.
So Tomoji, after helping out with the tent, being a fairly experienced outdoor cat, he'd come over with like a little charcoal stick and a flat piece of bark and say, "We have to put our name on it, but I don't know how to make letters," and he'll hand it to you.
Okay, how do you spell your name?
Tim O-G.
He just starts like writing TYMMOGE.
Perfect. And he just like walks off with it like triumphantly in his hands. No idea what it says.
I love that he's illiterate going to college.
Also just got a mountain of paperwork to fill out too.
I'm sure that's been lost somewhere behind him. Just trails of paper. If anybody wants to find where Leo and Tomoji are, just find his enrollment paperwork, because it's a trail that leads into the forest.
I feel like there's little bits weaved into the shelter too.
Yeah, just like, his bed is made out of it, like in the corner.
Some of it's being used for the fire, like to start a fire.
Yeah, right. I don't know if this school has special ed classes, but that's where Tomoji's gonna be.
They're gonna be like, what the hell? Your teacher is gonna have a great day with you. Yeah, and I think for the rest of the day, as you guys, I'm sure you sort of explore a little, try to get the hang of how the school layout is, and, there is just a lot going on as it's the first day, students moving in, all kinds of just crazy happening and chaos. They obviously aren't going to be doing anything in particular with the students today. It's all just about getting everybody in. Also, there are clubs to sign up for if you guys feel up to it. There's like the Adventurer Society, a dueling club, the theater club, an archaeology club, and any other club that if you guys want to think of one that you think your character would be a part of. I'm sure there's like a Tinkerer's Club and the like,
Is there a nature walk club?
Yeah, I feel like there would be a survivalist club or nature's club.
Yeah, I'd say Tomoji would probably first want to find like a napping club and then be upset that there isn't a club just for taking naps, so he'd probably begrudgingly join the nature club with Leo.
A napping club, I love that.
Honestly, the world could use more of that.
I agree.
Is there a way to do more than one club, or is it just strictly limited to one at a time?
No, you could do more than one. It would just be a matter of like time management. But if there's two that you had in mind, I'm not gonna oppose you to that,
I think Leo would definitely sign up for the dueling club and the nature club.
All right. Anybody else interested in clubs?
Tori wants to join the artificing tinkering club thing.
Soma also wants to join the artificing tinkering club thing, but he also wants to join the archaeology club.
All right.
I think if there is some kind of equivalent of like maybe like an elemental studies or maybe like a history club, I think he would join something like that.
Yeah. We could sign you up for both. Elemental and history club. All right. And with the rest of that going on, eventually there is an announcement that comes over the speakers as you guys are kind of wrapping up, probably exhausted after, all your travels and walking around and everything. the announcement is just like a reminder that all the students are responsible for their own meals. Please make sure any damages done to the property are paid for in kind. And tomorrow morning, new students are encouraged to join us for the annual... I didn't think to name this because I'm terrible. You are going to learn I am a terrible name person. I do not name things well as a DM. For the annual arena bout. I don't know. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of a better fantasy-er name. Which starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp in the back courtyard of the school. Thank you.
They want us to fight each other?
I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. Right, a school, not a barbarian meetup.
Well, there's only one way to find out what it is. Suppose we'll just have to go.
Is Mia with the group?
Maya, yeah, she,
Maya, sorry.
I feel like she probably hung around Suki a little bit to get to know her new roommate, so yeah, she can be there.
Just ask if she knows what it is, since she seems to be the only one familiar with the school.
Oh, yes, they do a sort of little battle royale kind of thing. It's a way to test how you are before, and eventually they do it for the older students too, and how they are after they've been here for a while. But no one gets hurt though. They have a lot of wards and magic and all kinds of things to make sure. So as whatever you do for whatever your skills, no one will get hurt at all. It just stuns people. I've seen it a couple of times when my sister was enrolled before.
Tomoji kind of looks a little nervous.
I'm a bit disappointed. Magic is supposed to help people, not to kill them. I thought of all places the school would understand that.
I don't know, magic's killed like a lot of people.
Sometimes you do need to defend yourself. And it's all team-oriented, so you guys can probably end up on a team together if you'd like.
I think Hattori just is baffled by this because he's grown up at Mind's Refuge and it's like a very peaceful place.
Leo's just like, he's got this like contemplative look on his face, like, all right, he's almost like he's preparing for the battle. It seems as though maybe he's been through shit like this before and he's just ready to go. Not willing, but ready.
Tomoji would say, one time someone stepped on my tail, so I dropped a huge rock on their head. I guess it's the same.
Leo actually laughs out loud at that.
The only time I've ever had to use my own inventions against someone else was when they were trying to take my lucky screwdriver.
Well, I will say, you don't have to participate the same way. The idea is to kind of be the last one standing, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do the actual battle to do it. Mind's Refuge encourages thinking outside the box to win. So if fighting another student is what is making you upset, but you still want to participate, one year my sister and her friends ended up hiding the entire time and ended up winning by default because no one could find them. So it's kind of up to how you all want to do it.
I look to Tomoji. Can you turn into a tree? What if we just turned into trees for the day?
He kind of scratches his head. He's like, nope.
My mom turned me into a tree once. Sucked.
Purple
Tomoji
tree.
probably just like looks really close at you, like, what? Did she turn you back?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's good. I wouldn't want termites to eat you.
Me either. Termites are fascinating though, aren't they?
Yeah, we should find some.
Oh, we should, but maybe not like bring them to our place.
He just kind of like gives you shifty eyes, like, yeah, that wasn't my plan.
Just eats our house.
Soma, I think, is just writing down some ideas in his notebook. Basically stuff to just keep people away from him. Maybe if I spend the entire time studying, I can make some sort of contraption that will get everybody to leave me alone. And he's just kind of furiously scribbling in his notebook.
Maybe Hattori can use this. And he starts like trying to fiddle with the backpack.
No, that will blow up and get everyone killed. I'm gonna visit my father tonight. I think he had something that will help keep me safe. I wasn't expecting this.
I think Suki will just kind of put a hand on Cloud and say, well, we have one way to keep people away from us.
I think Cloud would nuzzle your hand.
Sounds like a big day tomorrow. Maybe we should get some sleep. I love sleeping.
Well, I'm going to head and find my friends because I'm probably going to group with them for tomorrow. No offense or anything, but besides, there is a bit of a limit to how many can join one group. Otherwise, the whole class could just be one large group. So, I'll see you all later.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, good night and all of those fun things. I'm sure we'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'll probably be in the same area when it's time. What time is this? Whatever it is.
8 a.m.
Yeah, that. I'll be waiting here around that time, I suppose.
Tomoji kind of stretches and yawns and says, I don't ever know what time it is.
Me
I
either.
think for you, it's always nap time.
He just starts purring loudly.
And with that, eventually you guys all head off to your dorms, or some of you outside, and sleep for the night. Eventually Maya does come back, Suki, and says she did find her friends, and they did agree that they were going to group up. So eventually, yeah, you all go to sleep, and those of you with alarms, I'm sure, wake up early enough to make sure you get out in time. Those of you without alarms, I'm sure, end up getting woken up by the sound of just the massive amounts of students gathering out in the back. And
I think for Leo, he's pretty typically up with the sun when there is sun for him to see. So
Sure.
he's probably up and like just sitting there watching the sunrise.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tomoji's just drooling on himself.
So Leo, then I guess it was you see people starting to gather. Do you wake Tomoji up, or do you let him?
He's napping. I'm gonna try and like gently pick him up and carry him.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm just a sleepy backpack.
All right, so eventually you guys all meet back up out as this crowd is happening. How loud or how long do you think it takes for Tomoji to wake up with all of this?
I think he'd probably like wake up a little when he's sat down, but then he'll probably just like crawl on top of Cloud's back and just go to sleep again.
All right. Eventually, as everyone gathers, you see a lot of the faculty come on out, and one of them starts speaking, but her voice booms out, obviously through magical means, and she just says, all right, everyone, settle down, and eventually everyone gets quiet, and she's just like, right, well, as you know, my bad, pause. Hitori, you did say you wanted to go see your dad the night before, and then I totally glazed past that. That's my bad. Did you want to do that real quick? Jump through time a little?
Yeah, this was mostly just him going to get the gun.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, so,
he didn't have that before. So, next morning you just see him walk in with a big blunderbuss in his hands.
All right. Then, in that case, continuing, she just says, like, so we've instated this within the last few years to do a little bit of a battle royale. We think it's important for everyone to learn self-defense just as much as everything else they learn here in Mine's Refuge. Right now, this is just to establish your own capabilities. We encourage you all to think outside the box. But also, please, feel free to unleash. We have plenty of magical wards and all kinds of things to protect you from getting hurt. You will be stunned when you are officially brought down, but you will not be harmed otherwise. As an example, and she gestures as two of the staff members head out, and you see one tinkerer pulls out a gun and outright just shoots the other one in the chest. And just to show, like, even though it hits him and he gets stunned and falls over, there's no blood, and after a little bit he stands up again and, shows that he's not hurt at all. While you are in the arena, it is important to follow the rules, which is if you leave the arena at any time, you forfeit and you will lose. The last group standing, or the last group that can't be found, will win. And she gestures, and as someone near this little, like, control panel starts making, bippity boops on it, and you see those squares in the ground start rising as pillars as it builds into this maze. And it also builds other parts as a platform for the other students and faculty to basically watch as you guys all are going to pile into this arena. She will add that you may all decide to group up or go solo, although it is recommended to be in groups. No more than 5 and no fewer than 3. Right. Good luck. And they will have you sort of gather up to do a group registry. I presume you guys would all group up together because you all kind of met as fate would have it. And once you all sort of gather up and give your names for the group, who's in the group, eventually the person will ask, like, and do you have a name you would like to be called as a group?
He just throws out, my name's Timoji.
Yes, I've got your name, but I mean the group name.
I like break stuff.
Break stuff.
I like rocks.
I suppose I technically also like rocks.
We'd like it to be name rocked, please.
Guys, we could be the Rocks.
The Rocks. She kind of looks at the others like, this is really what you want?
I think Suki just kind of shrugs. Whatever makes everyone else happy, I suppose.
Hattori, I feel like you probably have a better name than the Rocks, but surely this is only going to be for today, for this event. I can't see it possibly mattering much more.
Can we change our name later?
I suppose that's up to you if you decide to stay as a group, but, you know, this is going to be your first impression to the rest of the class and others in the school. She gestures up to the people who are going to be watching. So,
Rocks, please. And he puts a rock on the desk.
The
I like
Rocks. She writes out the Rocks.
He peers over the table and he's like, you can keep that one.
I don't want it.
Soma
More for
quickly
me.
pockets it.
Yeah.
All right, move along, and eventually, you know, she goes through different groups. You would also see Maya's with her group of friends, and they're, you know, working out something together as a name too, but nothing like the Rocks. That is definitely a unique one. And eventually, as everybody waits, you sort of, there's different entry points that you can all get into this maze at, and all of you kind of just start based off of the flare. Oh, another thing they would have given you is like some kind of emergency flare if something goes wrong, so that, you know, you're not, they don't think you're stunned, but you're actually dying or something.
Do we each have one, or is there one for the group?
You each would have one.
I think you guys would just see, like, Leo almost pull out of thin air just this black and purple sword. Just hold it.
Timoji would hand Hattori like a handful of rocks that he found, and he's like, here, for your rock shooter.
I think this would break it, but
He's like, that's
I could-
okay.
no, it's not. Please
just
don't
kinda-
break my stuff, cat.
He just kind of puts some rocks in your hands and walks away like he helped.
You like dropping rocks on people. You should keep these.
I think Soma would just pull out his just small steel dagger off of his side holster, and then with a quick he would have Mogura's claws kind of extend and retract out, so they would kind of double in size.
All right.
Ooh, can we just follow him? Can he just, like, dig underneath the maze and we just go underground for this whole thing?
It is all made of stone, so be hard for him to dig.
Soma's gonna kind of kick the ground. He's like, well, there goes that plan.
I forgot what we were supposed to be doing. I was asleep. Can we go now?
I think we're either supposed to kill everybody or not supposed to die. Or both.
Oh.
Could Soma kind of look around the area and see if any of the materials might be kind of like moldable? Anything that's not like basically cement or stone?
Sure. Let's see, give me, I feel like I need a check for that, so I believe think that's just a double insight for something like that.
Makes sense to me. Nice roll.
15.
All right. With a 15, yeah. So you can tell that this place is so intricately built. It is a huge blend between tinkering and magic, which is what allows the pillars to rise. There's like gears and all kinds of crazy shit there going on, and the stone itself has been like shaped and molded to perfectly fit with magic. You don't see a lot of other materials. A lot of the tinkering and stuff you can only kind of vaguely get an idea of between the cracks. But yeah, it's mostly all like stone and metal for this arena.
Gotcha.
I think Tomoji would go to Cloud and kind of talk to Cloud like he can understand. Be like, Cloud, if you can get us out of here, I will give you the biggest rock I found today. Wouldn't this be fun to play with?
I think Cloud might give it a little sniff and then just kind of start walking away from you. Not very tempted by this offer.
He'll come back. He looks at Suki like, yeah, he'll come back for this.
Well, I'm a bit nervous, but excited as well. How are you all feeling?
I think Leo is like trying to blend into the shadows and like pressed up against the wall, like ready for attack. Like he's in combat mode, but he's not like supremely talkative either right now. You almost see like this cloud kind of come over his face, like he's not as happy-go-lucky as he was when you first met him. He's ready.
I think I'm as ready as I will be. He's not ready.
And ready or not, eventually you see the flare go up to begin, and you all step inside to your section of the arena. Now what we're going to do here is Fabula Ultima uses these things called clocks. So I have 2 clocks, one for your successes and one for your failures, depending on how you proceed based off of what checks we end up doing. And if you end up facing anybody in combat, I will give you 2 successes or 2 failures. And if you fill up your successes before the failures, you win! So entering this arena, what would you guys like to do?
Hattori wants to hide. Can he like go find a corner or something?
I mean, it is a maze. There's quite a few corners you can go seek out. And the rest of you agree?
I would say Tomoji's probably more curious because it's just a new place. So he's like peeking around corners like something's going to be there and then being disappointed and then peeking around another corner and there's still really nothing there. So he probably starts very curious and then kind of loses interest because nothing's happening.
Yeah, I think if Leo sees, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Hattori go and hide. He wants to go and like start setting up like a defensive perimeter, like just hanging like a rock up on a rope to so have it swing down if somebody like triggers a trap. Like he wants to just like not Scooby-Doo trap this, but a little bit of Scooby-Doo trap this.
Okay. So, let's see. So for the traps, I feel like an insight and dex would probably be a good roll for that.
13?
Okay. And for hiding, let's see. I think hiding was just insight and dex as well, to be honest.
Sounds right.
So
Well-
for group checks, the way they do it is you pick a leader, so whoever would have the highest of those attributes. I'll say it's insight and dex because I can't quite find the exact spot for all of that, but whoever's the highest of those attributes should be the group leader. And then the rest of the group will roll the same check, but their difficulty level will be a 10. Whoever the group leader is then gets a bonus based off of the successes of the rest of the group.
All right. So, hey, Lan, how did you do a check with the two at the same time?
In the character sheet, there is a rolls tab at the very right, and you can
Gotcha.
configure both dice.
Thank you. All right. Timoji will contribute to the stealth. A 13. Oh, I assume that Leo's the leader here since he kind of took the lead on the trap plan.
Sure.
Sure.
Alright, we need roll from Suki, and... oh, there we go. And Soma.
Sorry, still getting my bearings. What roles are they again?
Insight and dex. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3. That is 3 successes to go towards Leo's stealth check. So Leo, please roll me another insight and dex and add a +3.
Alright. 13 again.
Alright, so 16 total.
No, 10 on the dice
sorry.
plus 3. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So that is success on the clock. You guys all find a nice little corner of this maze and you hide there. Leo sets up a bit of some traps and things like that, and after a while of just sitting there quietly, probably Timoji losing his mind because he can't move. He has to sit there quietly for way too long. Eventually, you do hear one of Leo's traps spring and a bunch of cries as when you go and peek around the corner, you see that one of the other groups came down this way, and it looks like a lot of those traps have triggered and have disabled them from this battle to continue. Do you want to continue the same tactic, or do you want to move on to a different position?
Well, it worked the first time. Do we want to keep doing it?
Timoji kind of shakes. He's like, I don't know.
He'll go and like pull some of the not bodies aside, but like shift people to the sides, or like so it's not clear that they just got wiped out by these traps, and then just go and try and like reset them.
All right. Let's do another group check here. So everybody could roll me an insight and dex again, and then we will add your successes to Leo.
13 for Timoji. Finally happy that he can move around and do something. His collection of rocks in his pockets is starting to get very large.
If it worked the first time, surely it'll work every other time.
Okay, Timoji, success. Soma, success. Tori, success. Yuki, success. So Leo, add a +4.
It's going to be a 16 total.
All right, another success on your clock.
I don't know that mine was a success. It was just an 8. Which is what I got last time, I think.
Says
You'd
10.
have to use both attributes.
Oh, I just didn't scroll down on the thing. Never mind. I still see my roll from last time.
That happened to me just now too.
No, it's okay, Sarah. You got it.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, with that, and a 14 again, eventually. This time it doesn't necessarily trigger any traps. It seems like they noticed something was amiss and just didn't go down this hallway, but it completely avoided the section entirely, and you guys stay hidden. And once again, are you going to continue the strategy or move on?
How close is Tomoji to snapping and just running off?
Yeah, so like at this point, he started taking his rocks and making like little paths down the alleyways because it seems like he's found out that Mogura, the little fox mole, likes to follow the rocks. So he's just like totally goofing off at this point and not necessarily helping.
I think Leo, at seeing this, tries to make that the bait for the trap.
Tomoji's the bait, just like, Tomoji, can you go sit out in this open hallway?
I don't know that he'd even tell you. I think he'd just let you
just
do it.
let me go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Tomoji's just like happily like making little like, you know, like dominoes like with rocks, and just like Mogu is just like following along. He's just like putting one out and putting another one, and it's just like
All right. I would like everyone but Tomoji to start with the group stealth check. So once more, insight and dex, please.
So I rolled like absolute garbage, but looking into these Fabula points, it looks like we can potentially spend one of those for a reroll on one or both dice.
If you can make sense for one of your traits to do that. If that... So, like, for your theme or for your... I don't think Origin helps you here at all, but, you know, one of those ones...
I think Bond might.
Bond will give you... so Bond is a little different. It gives you a bonus based on the strength of your bond. So you would just add like a +1, and it would have to make sense. I believe the only bond you have is to Continuum at the moment. So,
my thought process with this is because Continuum has fucked with him his entire life, he's probably been in these situations before and probably laid a few traps before, is my guess. Like, especially if he's been on his own and everywhere. So my thought is, like, maybe he's done this a time or two and he realizes that, like, as he's going through this, like, oh shit, I made a mistake right here, let me go back and fix this real quick.
We could do, but again, that would only add because a +1, because the strength of your bond is only a 1. So if you want to re-roll one or more, I would say actually your theme could kind of fit in this if you want to fit into your new friends and you know, help you make sure that they accept you and you don't fuck up for them. That might work to have you re-roll. But I don't want to put words in your mouth, so if that doesn't make sense to your character, please, you know.
Yeah, that works for me because, yeah, he's looking for more bonds, I think, at the end of the day, because he really has no connection, especially to this new world, new time. Like, he's got nothing here.
Right, looks like you might need some help here because it doesn't look like a lot of people rolled that great to help you out either. You've only got a +1 out of the group check.
So that is going to be 9 total.
All right. So eventually, as Tomoji's playing with, sorry, what was the creature's name? The mole's name?
Mogura?
Mogura.
As Tomoji's playing with Mogura and his rocks in the middle of the hallway, he doesn't even notice the rest of the group kind of just leave him there and hide down the corner. And but what he does notice is eventually there is another group approaching who are like, hey, look. And they all kind of get ready and come out to attack. As this is happening, they do pause and notice the traps so that they can easily kind of dodge around them and then just sort of head straight for Tomoji. And I think at this point we will roll initiative and start battle. So the way initiative works is it is a group check again. So whoever is the fastest, which initiative I believe is Dex plus Dex. What was it? Hold on.
There is an initiative button, if that helps. On stats.
Initiative.
Yeah, Dex plus Insight.
Good old Dex plus Insight. Gonna be a common one, I think. Alright, so whoever has the highest Dex and Insight should probably be the group leader, and then the rest of you will have to roll success. The group leader needs to beat a 10.
Uh-oh.
Are we doing Leo as the group leader again?
Yeah, I think he's the combat leader, probably.
Sure. I don't know that I've got the highest dex, but I will take the leadership spot if nobody else wants it.
Yeah, I don't know what everyone's attributes are, so.
I have a 6 Dex and 10 Insight.
8 and 8 for me.
Yeah.
10 and 8.
I mean, it's across the board.
I think Hattori is the highest then. So maybe Hattori should be the leader.
But I rolled bad.
Depends on the others.
Before we get super heavy into combat, can we do a 5-minute bathroom break?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet, just give me...
I can be the leader, I guess. I rolled a 4.
Roll again while everyone's gone.
Hey, I heard. I think Suki's the only one giving you a bonus to this too. So, yeah.
So Naria, can I get some quick help?
Yeah, what's up?
I did not realize I needed to make a character sheet for Mogura. So before we roll into combat, I think I need to have this put together really quick. But the way that it's describing building an NPC in the book does not seem to align with how the character sheet is laid out.
Yeah, so I think the best way to sort of do this is to pick something in the bestiary section that best fits Mogura. It would be a level 5
So that would be a
beast.
construct.
Yeah. So let's see what a level 5 construct would be, and then we'll have to adjust his HP and the like.
But yeah, I can't even make his level. It needs me to add a class first.
I know Sarah had to do this before
Yeah,
with
do you
Cloud.
think you could just make a copy of Cloud's sheet and use that?
I don't know if I can just straight up copy. Oh, I can.
I just thought that might be the fastest way of doing it. But what I did is I found the closest thing in the bestiary to what I wanted.
Trying to look for the construct section here.
Oh yeah, so for me it was a gray howler, which is just a wolf basically. But the HP and stuff is a little too OP for your faithful companion. If you look back in the... Can you guys hear them mowing outside of my house?
Nope.
That's good.
You're good.
Because it's really loud to me.
So the only construct is this arcane lantern, which I don't think fits the style you're going for. But we can do a different creature. I don't think that matters. Just something that somewhat matches what he is. I mean, since he's like a mole fox thing, maybe a caterpillar.
It's so cute. Oh my goodness. Cute. But yeah, so I created it based on the bestiary, and then when you look under the Wayfarer skill, there's just a couple of things to edit, I think. So it doesn't have an initiative, because it acts on your turn. Its hit points are equal to a skill level multiplied by their base might size. So like my skill level was just 1, because I only took 1 level in Wayfarer. And then the might was 8, so plus half your level. So it ended up being 10 for me for the max HP. I think that's pretty much it. Those are the 2 things you really need to worry about. And then just putting the attack in there.
It gains a bonus equal to your skill level as well. So I don't know if you put 1 skill point into Faithful Companion or 2. So it would get +2 or +1 to accuracy and magic checks. And then their HP is equal to your skill level multiplied by your base might size.
So I only put 1 level into Faithful Companion.
Okay. So +1
Hey,
then.
Lan, we gotta add Ann Stone to our team name so we can just walk around and go Rocket Stone.
Yes, perfect. I approve.
So just to clarify, I'm basically just copy-pasting this information from the Caterpillar over.
Yeah, I mean, I arbitrarily picked that one. If you find a beast that you think is more close.
I mean, for time constraints, I'm just trying to get something on paper.
Yeah, fair. So yeah, it's got like, D8 in Dex, a D6 in Insight, D10 in Might. Just like copy all that over, except its HP will be adjusted to equal its Might plus half your level.
So
I think you round down,
12?
so that should be 2.
Yeah. You half your Wayfarer level, I believe, or no, right, half your full. Is it full level or Wayfarer level?
No,
It
I
just
think
says half
it's
your
full
level.
level because
Yeah.
it's skill level times their might size plus your character level, I think. Which I think makes sense because the Faithful Companion itself doesn't level up, so I think that's how it kind of keeps it relevant to like you as you level up. Oh my gosh.
So its HP should, for a Caterpillar then, should be, its might is 10 plus half your level, rounded down would be 2, so it would have 12 HP.
Right. I put that under current HP, but then under max HP it says 50, and it's not letting me change.
So because it's a sheet, it might be considering that you're a player character, because a player character got like a base amount of HP plus its stats. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So what I
that's
did is there's like added HP. I did minus 30 to make mine
Yeah, that's
go
what I
down
would
to
do.
10.
I think we figured it out. Yep, it's down to 12. We're just waiting on Canyon to come back.
Looks like he's here. Now just making sure she's got her
I'm back.
critter.
Naria, are you able to look over the sheet or make any edits to it?
6, 10. Okay. And then I believe what she did for Cloud was made it equipment to do an attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I just made, like, the main hand is Vicious Bite.
Dex plus might. Plus 0, and the damage is high roll plus 5. For the sake of this, I'm just gonna say it's a basic attack, not poison damage, because
Yeah.
we're kind of just trying to cobble this together real quick for you.
I think it has to be a basic attack, or at least that's what it says under Wayfarer.
Yeah. Alright, so we've got you've got a one attack, and you got a bit of an animal there, so we'll make do, and then I'll look over this later during the week, so at least it's got
Sounds
something
good. Thank
together.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry for the hold up.
No worries. Alright. So back to our initiative. Again, who's the group leader here? For this role?
Leo will take it if you guys want him to.
Yeah,
It's not great, but he'll do it.
I don't think we would have known that, after the roll. But I still think he's probably taking combat lead since he seems to be the only one with experience and sort of has a plan. And the whole use Tomoji as bait was his idea.
Okay. So Leo, it looks like you rolled initiative in roll 20 here, and you got a 4. And with Suki's being the only one that gives you the +1, that's a whole 5. So the other party seizes initiative. That means they go first. And we'll switch over to some battle music. Alright. So Fabula Ultima doesn't necessarily need maps and grids and the like, it's more theater of the mind. And with that, we will start with one of the dudes that was in the lead, barreling down the hallway towards Tomoji. He's gonna take a swing at you. Does a 7 hit you?
My defense is a 7.
So yes, it would hit you then. You take 16 physical damage.
Alright.
And he comes down and hits you with a sword. It doesn't actually cut you open, and you're not gushing out with blood. The hit hurt, but it wasn't terrible, It's a manageable amount of pain, so... But still, I think...
He was just sitting there completely unaware, just playing with the rocks, and all of a sudden just whack! He's like, ah!
Alright, so that's one of them. Now the initiative goes back to one of the players, and you guys can pick who goes next in between the two, and then we flip back and forth.
I do think it would make sense if Leo is the leader, and if he does have this combat experience, for him to potentially go first, but it's up to you guys.
It can change each round too. You don't have to keep it.
Okay. I think I had this idea of Cloud almost was towards the front, as in keeping watch, and I feel like she could almost signal to Suki for her to react faster than the rest of you if everyone's down for her to go first.
Tomoji was totally unaware, so I don't think he's going first.
Yeah.
Hattori is a coward. He's just hiding in the corner, so.
Alright, Suki.
Alright, in that case, how many of them are there?
4.
Okay. Whichever 3 look the strongest, I'm gonna cast, I'm gonna pronounce this, Tuber?
torpor?
Yeah.
There's one with one with an axe, one with a spear, and then there's one with a gun and one with a staff that looks magic-y.
Okay. I'll do everyone but the one with the staff. I'm gonna inflict weak on them, so that means that their might is decreased by something.
All right.
I just
weak is might die reduced by 1 size. So if they have like a D8, it goes down to D6, but it can't be reduced under D6.
So let me make a note that this is weak.
Yeah, torpor means like fatigue, like physical, like suppression. It's like depression, but for the body.
I think after you do that, the person with the staff is going to hold it up, and this like cloud of foul-smelling steam comes out towards Yusuke for doing that to her friends. Insight plus willpower. 10d8. This is a magic attack, so you would go against your magic defense. Does an 8 hit you?
My magic defense is 10.
Nice, alright. So, despite how awful this smells, you hold your breath and you push past it and nothing happens to you. And that will bring you back to the group's initiative. Who would like to go next?
I had something prepared.
Take it away.
Yep,
Yeah, so
go for it.
I think Leo, and seeing these guys kind of all running up here, he's going to take a shot at 3 of them, probably the one with the axe, the one with the staff, and then one with the spear. And he is going to just kind of weave together some electricity in his hand, and it kind of comes out in this purple color. And as he just shoots it out, it comes down and just strikes all 3 of these guys. Well, he strikes all 3 of these guys with a 13.
13. I love that it didn't tell me the number for their defense. It gave me a +1 or a +2 or +0. So thanks for that, book.
I'm just going to drop this into the chat real quick so you can see.
Yeah. It's okay, I know. I like that you flavored it with the purple lightning.
Oh yeah, it's got to be purple.
Okay, I'll just do some dice rolls here then. So 13 will hit the axe and the spear, but the witch manages to guard against it. And what would be the damage?
So it looks like that's 22 damage. And then they all suffer dazed, or each hit suffers dazed.
That's only if you got opportunity.
For which one?
So opportunity in this is if you crit or they fumble, you get opportunity, and then the opportunity effect happens. So to crit, when you rolled your magic check, if the dice numbers are the same, so you got a 2 and a 7. So if they were both 7s or both 8s or both 9s, as long as the numbers are the same and the number is higher than a 6, then it crits, and that gets you the opportunity effect. So obviously higher dice will crit more often because you have more chances. Or if they fumble, which is getting double 1s on their check, that'll also give you opportunity.
Cool.
It's 23 damage, you said?
22.
22, okay. Okay. So that was Leo. Now that'll bring us back to...
Real quick, what is like the action economy? Is there like action, free action, like is there movement here? Because if there's movement, I'd like to try and retreat just a little bit back up to like the next corner of the maze.
Yeah, since Fabula Ultima is a little more loose on that, movement is kind of free as you like. You can flavor it that way if you please. But unless someone's like guarding you, more than likely if they really want to hit you, they'll come fuck you up anyway. But you can do like a simple free action if you wanted to like open a door or, you know, whatever. That can be freely done on your turn. Otherwise you only get one action, which could be many things.
I'm going backwards past my allies to like the next corner of the alley and just kind of like poking my head out.
Sounds good. Okay. It does bring you back, and more than likely they won't pay much attention to you because of that. I think with that though, the guy with the spear is gonna run over and Also, he's going to strike at Tomoji just because you're sitting right there, just nicely in the way. But his might is brought down, so he gets to roll 1 dice less there. Dex. Does a 7 hit?
I have a 7 regular defense.
Okay, so you take 14 physical damage.
Sounds good.
And he comes down and jabs you with his spear. You just enjoying the tons of rocks.
Yeah, Tomoji's probably just completely caught off guard and taking some blows here.
Alright. Play your turn. What would you guys like to do? Who wants to go next?
Just a quick question. So both Tomoji and Leo have taken some damage?
Yeah, Tomoji's looking pretty bad at the moment. Those last couple blows. He's not particularly big statured, and he just got whacked pretty bad.
I will say Suki, you've already gone though, so you can't go until the next round.
And I haven't taken any damage.
Okay.
We have
Let's
Tomoji,
see,
Hattori,
maybe.
and Soma.
Maybe if the others aren't going, Hattori might see that the people with sharp weapons are like beating up the cat, and so he will say, "No, stay away! Don't use sharp weapons like that." And he wants to do a barrage against the spear and the axe. He is going to load his blunderbuss with the rocks that Tomoji gave him, even though it will probably damage it, and he'll probably have to do some extra maintenance on it later. And he will fire. So we'll spend 10 mind. And now I have to figure out how to roll.
Oh!
Oh, I rolled it twice.
Yeah, the first one actually had the crit because it was the 2 7s.
Nice. All right. Critical automatically hits, and you get an opportunity. So if you have it open, it's on page 41 of the book, but opportunities. You can choose to gain advantage on the next check performed by you or an ally, which gives a +4 bonus. You can inflict either dazed, shaken, slow, or weakened, which they're already weak, so I wouldn't suggest that. You can create a bond. So because you're upset that Tomoji's getting hit, I kind of like the idea that you gain a bond with him for that. I don't think faux pas makes much sense at this point, so that makes them say something embarrassing or compromising. Although it'd be funny if you just wanted to make them do that.
Sure, let's create a bond with Tomoji then. I'll figure out what that looks like, or I'll figure out which specific trait.
Yeah, no worries, I love that. And otherwise, they take 7 ice damage.
I guess it should be physical since I put rocks in there.
17.
Well, I feel like the gun's the one that makes it, magical less than the bullets, so I mean, up to you.
I choose the damage type every time I make it, and this is my first time making it. I already deducted the inventory points, so I just forgot to change the type when I roll it now.
No worries. Alright. That was Hattori. Now it's back to them. Their person with a gun sees you popping out and doing this to his friends, and he doesn't like that, so he's gonna shoot you. Don't think he is weak. I can't go down any further anyway. He's caught the lowest might anyway. Does a 9 hit ya?
For defense or magic defense?
Defense.
I think that misses. My defense is 11.
Yes, that misses then. So.
I'm hiding behind Soma.
Yeah. Almost tries to hit you, and then it just you duck out of the way as the bullet flies off and scuffs the wall instead. So that was that one, and that leaves us with Soma and Tomoji.
Go for it, Soma.
Okie dokie. So let's see. I guess I'm gonna kind of give a couple of clicks, and I would like to try to do a slash attack with Fabula. So it's the mandible slash, but I renamed it claw slash.
Sure.
So let's see. We're gonna aim for the closest person, the one that was trying to hit Hattori.
The one trying to shoot Hattori is actually further in. You can hit him anyway, but he's further in the back. He was shooting him with a gun. The two closest would be the axe guy or the spear guy.
Gotcha. Okay, let's go with the axe guy then. Change my mind.
So I didn't see the dice rolls on that.
Yeah, it's at 0, 0.
Can you do the accuracy button? There you go.
Gotcha.
$13. Okay, I see. And you said the axe guy?
Yes, we're aiming for the axe guy.
Okay. That hits him, so he takes 10 physical damage. How does it look as Mugura comes up to hit him?
I imagine, kind of think of like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Soma is just gonna go, and Mogura is just gonna kind of lunge forward and give kind of like a fury swipes with his front claws. You're gonna hear just like steam whistling out, like a little angry tea kettle.
I love that. As he was busy, reeling from hitting Timoji so hard, all of a sudden this little mechanical mole fox thing comes up and slashes at his leg. He's like, what the fuck? And steps back, just for the sake of seeing damage, because you can't see like blood and stuff since it's not actually killing you. It does seem to leave a glow effect on where they've been hit, and you can tell this guy is now in crisis, which means he's at half health. Or less. Alright. So Soma, that was you. All that's left is Mochi. They don't have anybody else to fight, so.
All right. So after getting, wailed on here, Timoji, they got the first couple whacks on him, and after that, he's just like backing out and hissing. Definitely displeased. All of a sudden, you're gonna see him kind of start to coalesce magic around him, and he'll sort of float up into the air, maybe a foot or two. And, even for people who aren't innately magical, it should be pretty obvious that he's summoning an absolutely catastrophic level of magical energy here. And then, it's almost like bullet time, like his robes and everything start to flow slow motion, and then suddenly just a huge flash of light, and he just blasts a giant fireball in every direction. I mean, just a huge outpouring of energy, like a heat wave, blast everybody's clothes back. As he just lets out this huge searing barrage. So I'm going to be casting Ignis. I'd like to do the 3 closest targets, so I think everybody except the gun guy, because he was pretty far away. And that is going to be Insight and Willpower. So it would be Magic 9, and it would be 23 fire damage if it hits for the closest 3 targets. And I lose 30 mana.
And this one. Alright, the staff wielder is also somewhat back, but still within your sight. They're the only ones that manages to resist this fire as it came down. Probably put up a shield of some sort that protected them from the blast, but the axe guy and the spear guy will take this damage.
Nice. And I'm sure when Timoji lands, he suddenly looks confused, what just happened? And his little whiskers are singed, huh?
Yeah, axe guy's looking kind of pretty fucked up with a lot of splatters all over him of this red glow, and the spear guy has now gone into crisis mode.
And that's me.
Alright, so that'll bring us to the top of the round, where they still hold initiative because they won. So I think the axe guy is definitely feeling a bit surrounded and fucked up, and he saw threats all over, but then especially after Timoji did that huge fireball, he's a little, and seeing that Timoji is kind of still fucked up, he's gonna actually go and continue to try to attack Timoji.
Alright.
He does have one less might. He is weak. So, good on that, Suki. 9, I think, still hits you, doesn't it?
Yep, sure does.
So 15 physical.
Alright, and with that, Timoji is going to kind of get clocked on the head because he was very confused, and he'll spin around and fall down in a clump of fur and ropes.
Alright.
He's now unconscious.
Now there's a thing about being brought down to 0 HP that I totally read over the week, so I have to find it real quick. Because I'm sure you want to do something about this, so I need to make sure I know what happens when you go down to 0. Sorry.
No problem, we're learning.
I love in the section for 0 hit points. The first things they tell me about is what NPCs and villains go through, not the players. I kind of feel like the players should be priority in that section, but...
That's funny.
I see the player section on page 89.
Yeah, I got there finally. Thank you, but... So you can sacrifice, which is you can give your life, which I doubt you really want to do in this case.
That's funny.
I mean, if we did, we could like sue the academy and just be rid of it.
True.
Because they were supposed to protect us.
It's true.
Fabula Ultima, more like liability lawsuit Ultima.
You can surrender, which basically means you fall unconscious and can no longer act, and even if you're healed, you cannot be brought back into the scene. You can be brought after the scene, but...
I mean, it looks like that's the only two options.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's... Once you're down...
Yep, I'm kind of just withdrawn from the scene. I'll say he's probably just not out cold.
That being said, when you surrender, you gain 2 Fabula points.
Yay!
So there you go. You got 2 Fabula points.
Fabulous.
I think as this axe guy comes over to hit Moji, he whacks him so hard, and you know, you do that kind of spin and sort of fly back and just land and heap distantly down the hallway. Alright. That is now the player's initiative. You guys may go. One of you.
I think Leo's a little upset at seeing his roommate get kicked down like this, so I think he's going to just pull out his sword, get in a little puff of purple smoke, and just start running. Like, I'm almost picturing him just, like, wall running on the side of the maze as he's, like, running towards this axe guy, trying to slice him. That's a 14, 7, and 7 on dice. But +1 as well.
14 hit. And you got 7 and 7, that's a critical hit.
Yep.
You have an opportunity. Which honestly, I feel fitting. If you want, you can make a bond with Tomoji. Everyone's gonna make a bond with Tomoji.
I
Just
just
a party mascot.
Like, yeah, this is his roommate. He formed a bond with him over the nature stuff. He just saw him go down.
Yeah.
He's upset by this, so yeah.
We shared a ladybug.
Yeah.
I love that. Sometime read over what the bonds are and you know, put one in your character sheet form.
So for that, that's a 7 on the dice, and I got +10, so that's 17 damage.
How do you want to stun this guy?
Yeah, so I think he's doing the wall round. He's jumping off of the wall and like just slicing down at this guy. The guy's like trying to duck out of the way because he sees this blade coming forward. So I'd say he kind of misses with the blade, but ends up connecting with like the hilt, right, probably on the back of the ear, and just like slumping this dude, knocking him unconscious right in front of him.
Alright. And he falls into a heap on the floor, stunned into...
7s are hot right now, too, guys. I rolled 3 7s in a row.
Okay.
Nice. Lucky number 7.
With that, the spear guy, seeing you come up and knock his friend unconscious, kind of goes wide-eyed and tries to stab you. P8 and a D6. Does a 12 hit you?
12 hits.
Alright, you take a pretty hefty hit, 20 physical.
He's not quite in crisis yet, but he's looking rough.
Players, your initiative.
I think kind of seeing everybody getting pretty scraped up, someone's gonna go in towards the next closest kind of student to beat.
That would be spear guy.
And how many attacks does there have? Like, could I attack it and Mugura, or kind of just one attack per turn?
It does say it takes your action to command Mogura, so it's kind of either one or the other, unless a skill specifies free attack.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, we'll say, we're gonna go in for another slash attack with Mugura.
Okay. Unfortunately, the 8 will miss him as he manages to jump back a little away from Agora.
You just see it kind of like shooting up little puffs of smoke. Doesn't necessarily have a lot of attack power in it.
Alright, that brings us back to the other students, and the staff wielder is going to... Eeny, miny, mo. Leo, you brought down one of his friends. She is going to attack you. That's this misty, bad-smelling stink cloud. It's going to start heading towards you. Does a 10 magical attack hit?
It does.
That's 18 magic damage.
Just curious, is this like poison or?
Yeah, it's poison damage. Alright, that brings us back to the players.
Real quick, Sarah, I just see you did.
I don't know if Suki wants to go, but Hattori was also going to help Leo if he takes the turn.
Like healing stuff?
Yep.
Go for it.
Okay, so Hattori is going to see Leo take a big poison spray, or whatever the attack was. He's probably coughing, and he'll say, or he'll put his bag down, and there will be like a dispenser on the battery, and he just pour out like a red glass, like a red flask, and throw it to Leo, saying, "Leo, catch!" And he wants to use 3 injury points to give him a remedy, and he will recover 50 hit points.
Nice.
This is a concoction I made myself. It's great. You see, it boosts your strength, so it's healing, and it's like vinegar.
Nice. Perfect.
Yummy vinegar.
So that's Larry's turn.
Now, curious, does that take my action on my next turn to drink that? Does this apply now since you use it now?
From what I can see with inventory points, I can use my action to apply it to someone else, so you don't have to do anything.
So is this something that you can just like pour on him or make him drink? Because either way, I love the idea that you're shoving it down his throat while he's in the whole combat here.
Well, he's probably like way in front of the formation, so like he's just gonna throw like
fair.
at him, say Leo catch.
Alright, then yeah, real quick as a free thing, you can just shove it down as it lands by you. Or on your head.
I feel like a morning that tastes like vinegar after he drinks it. Like, oh, thank God.
Alright, that brings us back to the last one to go, is the gunner, who is going to, it's gonna take a shot at this little mole, mechanical mole thing. Right? I think it was weak. Yeah, it's weak. It's a 10 hit, worry. Or something.
It's actually the Japanese word for mole.
Mura. And that's cool.
That's just for the regular defense?
Yeah.
So that is an 8, so I believe that it hits.
Okay. 11 physical damage to Magora. And last on the turn for the player is Asuki.
Alright, so everyone's looking okay right now?
Well,
Besides Temoji.
yeah.
I think instead of Suki, Cloud is gonna run out and give who's left on their team.
Spear guy, gun guy, and staff girl.
Okay. I think that she'll go over the girl with the staff and just give her just like a vicious bite on the ankle.
Okay. It's an 8. That hits.
Nice.
Yeah, good choice going after the magic user.
Does it
That's
below the
6.
damage?
Okay. She kind of calls out in fear as a big snow wolf suddenly runs out at her and bites at her leg. And, I mean, yeah, that's just scary. So. That is the last of that round. So, top of the round, they still have initiative. The spear guy is going to... No, he doesn't like that Hattori healed the person that was hurt, so he's going to go and stab at Hattori. Might is less. And it's Dex. Good job not weak. He fumbles. So you guys get opportunity. 2 1s, alright. As he trips and falls on his face onto the stone.
Can we make his whole by him peeing himself?
Ouch.
If you guys want. That's up
I'm
to
sure
you.
no one at this school will like gossip about that.
I really like that idea, just like seeing the wolf and being just like, oh shit, he's this pants.
I will say one of the opportunities you can do is progress, which allows you to fill up to 2 sections on a clock. You still have 4 sections on clock for the arena fights, so if you wanted to throw that up there.
Ooh.
Or you can compete himself. For your actions or need someone's support or admiration, I could say like it just looks so, this fight's looking so cool, teachers are kind of keeping an eye on you guys.
Like my wish for the clock, but what does everyone else think?
I like the clock.
Same.
Alright, clock is.
I imagine the teachers are going like, is that cat even a student here? Like, is it just a stray cat made? What's going on?
No education report's finished.
Yeah, nothing.
Like we are Suki's second pet.
Yeah. Just a team mascot.
That's all. You register him as your cat.
Yeah, right.
Alright, that brings us to the player's turn. You guys, anybody can take it, except poor Tomoshi.
Just have a cat.
Yeah. Just imagine your snores behind you eventually.
I think Leo is still like swinging away with the sword, probably like running towards the staff girl now that she's been attacked by the wolf too, and just trying to hit her with it.
Okay.
15, 16 total.
Yeah, that hits.
18 damage.
Alright. That puts her in crisis, I believe. Yep. So she is now in crisis. Scared from this wolf and then looks up to see a weird blackish purpley sword come at her. She let out another call as that slashes down and would normally have done a really deep cut, but instead you see a red glowing mark. So that is Leo. I think she's gonna go next since she is kind of being surrounded here and does not like that. Kind of forgot to track her MP. Yeah, she's still got it. Okay. She's going to try to poison Leo again because he's right next to her and he's scared. I will take a 6 because it's magic.
6 does not. I got a 9 in magic defense.
Alright, so as this poison cloud comes over you, I feel like all she sees are the purple eyes as you walk past it and don't even take effect from it. And that brings us to the party again.
I guess Satori can just send another barrage at the spear and the staff.
Alright.
14.
Here and staff that hits both of them.
That means they will take 18 physical damage.
I love that it's called the Magical Blunderbuss of Doom.
I made sure to put that in the description.
It is perfect.
Staff is looking really hurt. Like she's got ghoul marks all over her. 18.
Just feeding more pebbles into the gun and shooting them out like buckshot.
Actually, so is the spear guy. He's got lights all over him too. They're very close. Alright, and the last on their team is the gunner guy who is going to try to fire at Hattori again for the stuff he's doing. Does a 12 hit you?
Yes.
Alright, you take 13 physical damage. Back to the players.
I think Suki might go next, and as Cloud is already in front of the staff moving girl, she'll probably just, like, I imagine that she was almost like hanging onto the ankle the whole time, and she was going to do that thing that dogs do where they shake their head back and forth.
I love
And
that.
she'll just do another vicious bite. So, 12,
Yeah. 12 definitely does that.
14 damage.
Alright, how does Cloud want to do this to her?
I feel like when she's doing like, she's shaking her head back and forth, she almost like pulls the girl down onto the ground, and she kind of stamps back.
Yeah. And then she seems to get stunned as, the protection obviously keeps her from getting killed. And there's no more left on their turn to go, so Soma, your turn.
Alright, so I think, learning his lesson, he's gonna give, Mogura a rest. And he's gonna try to go in with his steel dagger.
And we have our spear guy and gun guy.
Spear guy it is. He's gonna try and kind of duck and bob and weave his way up to this guy, trying to get as close in as he can. Imagining he's like the bars and the control arms of one of his machines at home.
14 will do it. Alright, how do you want to bring him down?
So I'm gonna say, kind of bobbing and weaving, trying to avoid his spear. He's gonna go in and he is going to go right up here, right under clavicle.
Nice. Alright, as you stab in, obviously there's a resistance to actually piercing his skin, and you just see that like glow appear on his clavicle there as he locks up and crumbles to the ground, stunned.
Yeah, so it's just trying to make sure, trying to get a hard to reach bolt with his wrenches.
The last person.
Nice.
The last person is the gun guy, and he's seen all his friends now on the ground in a crumpled heap. He's a little nervous, but everybody knows he can't run away, so I think he is kind of trying to back off and fire some shots randomly. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger, beto. Alright, Suki, you get it. 10. Does 11 hit you?
Yeah.
Alright, he does 11 damage. Now it's everybody in the party because he's the only one left. He's the only one not hurt, though, too, for the last one.
I think if Leo sees him starting to try and back into a corner, he just like reaches out a hand. One hand he's got his sword, the other hand he's just reaching out, and purple light just shoots out and just straight bolt right at this guy.
Alright.
And that's level 10.
That'll hit.
That's 33 damage.
Well, that was straight into crisis from full health. He is looking real fucked up.
Boom.
Oh, critical fat now.
No, I'm
I know.
not manual, guys. I wanted to put the description in there, you guys to see it.
Yeah, I know. I was just messing with you. Alright. That's Leo. Who else wants to go?
Someone can try to take another crack at this guy. He's gonna shake out his hands a little bit. He's gonna try to see if Mogura has, Infernals have cooled down at all, and we're gonna try to go in with a claw slash.
Alright, roll me that attack. 8 will hit. Doesn't have very good defense here.
So once again, someone's going to hit him with the... And Mogura is just gonna kind of skitter forward, and he's going to hit him with a few slashes directly towards the chest, before kind of flopping back on the ground in a heap of metal and gears.
And then he plops down in a heap of metal and gears. This gunner drops his weapon and plops down into a heap of body parts as he falls stunned. And battle is over.
I think if we're out of combat, I'm immediately going over to Toby and like trying to like shake him, wake him up, like slap his face, see if he's okay or what. I can potentially help him.
I imagine since I got kind of magically stunned by the whole maze challenge, I'm probably out by magic, not of my own. You know what I mean?
Since this will eventually take us away into another scene, as you're trying to like wake him up and he just seems to be somewhat stunned, you hear like a brr, and all the walls start coming down and slotting back into their little places as you guys have filled your clock due to adding those 2 successes on the opportunity. And when you look around, you see that all of you are the only ones left standing now. There's a flash of sort of light from everybody who's been stunned on the ground, and it allows you to finally wake up. So Tomoji, you kind of gasp awake to, Leo slapping you in the face.
They're just gentle slaps, but
Is Ladybug okay? He looks around confused. Okay, good. What happened?
You got hit by an axe and a spear. You also turned into a fireball for a minute.
Oh, well that part doesn't sound so bad.
It's kind of cool. It's actually really cool.
I'm gonna take a nano.
I'll probably like pick you up and start carrying you.
Sounds good.
Where we're going.
He's out.
And with that, you guys suddenly hear a scream somewhere down the way, and when you all look over, you see one of the group has somewhat surrounded, and you see someone trying to wake up one of their friends, and they're not moving. As you sort of peer closer, you recognize Maya is lying there dead, as blood is pooling around her. And there's a way.
No way.
The murder!